Hi guys, welcome back. I'm here with another video for you. Today I want to talk to you about the budgets in Ghana. I have done a video very similar to this, but it was a few years back, and I think probably a bit has changed. Obviously prices have fluctuated, up mostly, not down, up. So I thought it'd be helpful to kind of run through a little bit more about what we spend as a family here. Now, I'm going to put this disclaimer in here because I know that some of you will say, oh, that's too much for that, oh, it's not enough for that, and it's all that kind of stuff. Okay, I'm telling you what we spend as a family, and just bear in mind that some areas we are quite frugal in some areas because our focus at the moment is on the building project, and not so much on other things at the moment. Okay, so when I give you the numbers that I'm talking about, add a little bit of salt, add a little bit of flavor, a little bit of seasoning, mix it all up and make it your own. Okay, so I'm going to start with our food budget. Now this food budget basically covers my 4 hungry children and myself and my husband. We spend on average about 2,000 cedis a month. That sometimes is a bit more, sometimes it's a bit less. It really does depend. It just depends on how it kind of goes. Now, yeah, it depends. So if you tend to buy a lot of your groceries from the market, you may find that you will use a little bit less than that. If you like to get a lot of your food from some of the big supermarkets, you know, the ShopRite, Game, Palace, all of that, you might find that you will spend a little bit more. Obviously, the types of food that you're eating as well will make a difference in what you're going to spend on your food shopping budget. So, you know, some of the more expensive things that we buy in Ghana is like, we like real butter. So we spend a lot on buying real butter because I don't like the tub margarine type stuff. I just feel like it's not real. So we spend a lot of money on that. Things like cheese, we spend a lot of money on that. That's quite costly as well. But for other ingredients that you can go and get from the market, you know, like your fruits, your vegetables and stuff like that, if you get it from the market, it'll be a lot cheaper than getting it from some of the other supermarkets. So bear that in mind. So if you have like house help, you can get your house help to go to the market and pick up those items for you fairly easily, and they can cook for you. And if I say one more time in my own video, right, I'm gonna slap myself in the face because I hate it when people do and today I'm doing and it's really annoying me. Okay, sorry. I've just pointed that out and said, now it's gonna irritate you too. I'm sorry. Anyway, moving on. Gas for cooking. So gas comes in a gas cylinder. Typically, I've heard people say, oh, my gas cylinder lasts us for 6 months, 4 months, 3 months. Our gas certainly doesn't last for that long. We use our gas will last between 1 to 2 months a month. 1 to 2 months a month. I'll take that back. Our gas lasts for about a month to 2 months. But bear in mind that we use our gas each morning or every day we use our gas because we use it to heat our hot water for bathing, because at the moment we don't have the water heaters in the bathrooms at the moment. So, and I can't bath with cold water. I'm sorry. I've tried it once. I dipped my finger in and I nearly cried because it was so cold. So we don't do that. I have to boil a pot. We have a big pot and I use it to put hot water and I boil it on the stove every day. So that's what we use for bathing. So that probably takes up quite a lot of our gas. So you may find that you won't use as much as that, but typically ours lasts for about a month to 2 months. And at the moment, gas is on average about 100 cedis to fill a tank, the bigger ones. I know they have different sizes. They have like a small one, they have a medium one, and they have like a really big one, which is for commercial use. But we use the one that's in between, and that's about 100 cedis or so to fill it. It's about 94 sometimes, around that. Let's just say 100 cedis a month on that. Now, the next thing is internet. Now, I'm going to say this to you because we are high users of internet. We use a lot of internet in my house because we use our internet for watching TV, because we basically have a service where we use IPTV and that uses internet because we like to watch TV from abroad. You have Netflix as well. Netflix will also take quite a lot of your internet if you use something like that. But we have an IPTV service and it allows us to access channels from all over the world. So I like to watch some British programs, and so having the IPTV service does that. but obviously it's using internet, so we use a lot of internet. So when I tell you the price that I spend on the internet, don't start sending me tons of messages. That's too much, that's too much, how can you spend that? That is just ungodly. No, I don't need to hear that. I know what we use, and this is like my little bit of luxury that I have in Ghana, and it brings me that little piece of happiness. So we spend, at the moment, about 500 cedis a month on internet. So like I say, we use it for our TVs, we use it on our phones. When the children are doing school online or something like that, we have access to the internet that way. Sometimes it does last a bit longer than a month. Sometimes it lasts a month and that's about it. So it varies. You can obviously spend less than that if you want to. I think before we had the IPTV, we were using about 240 gigs, which was about 240 cedis for 225 gigs. That was for MTN. At the moment, we are paying 500 cedis, and it gives us about 700 gigs, I believe, something like that. So the next item on my list is electricity. Now, I just have to say that when it comes to electricity, we have an inverter system that runs probably about 80% of our house, and we chose to invest in an inverter system just because it's just better in terms of, we didn't really want to get a generator, so inverter system is nice to have as a backup in case there is light off or anything like that. But we found that since we have a solar inverter system, that actually the inverter system just runs almost the whole house throughout the day. So during the day we're on our solar inverter system, and during the night we're basically using the power that has been stored into the batteries, and that takes us through the night until the morning. So light off very rarely affects us because the inverter just is on all the time. So sometimes when it's light off, I'm like, was it light off? I didn't even realize. The only place that we don't use the inverter systems for is the kitchen, because in the kitchen there are very what's the word I'm looking for? There are high powered appliances, and those appliances, you don't want them to drain the battery and ruin your inverter system. So like the fridge is not on the inverter system, the microwave, kettle, anything like that, toaster like that, anything like that, we don't put on the inverter system just because they're too high powered and we just don't want it to damage anything. So we don't do that. So at the moment, electricity, we probably spend on average about 150 cedis a month. And that takes us through the whole month. So electricity is not really a problem for us. I've heard of, even though buying the inverter was costly to begin with, the inverter system, I think we bought it, it was 19,000 cedis, not including the inverter machine itself. So that basically covered the installation, 6 batteries, 8 solar panels, and all the connections to go with it. It's a lot of money, but it was worth it, the investment, because when I hear people talk about electricity and they say, oh gosh, we spend like, I don't know, however many thousands of cedis they spend on electricity a month, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's a lot of money. So basically that kind of, it pays for itself eventually, and we've had our inverter system, we've had it for years now, and it's just paid for itself. So for me, it was a worthwhile investing in that situation. I'm so tongue-tied today, and I have no idea why. I'm sorry. Anyway, yeah. So that's what we spend on electricity, 150 a month, which is not really that much. Next is water. Our water bill at the moment, I would say we pay, I always budget about 200 cedis a month. We don't really always pay that much. It's between, I'd say about 100 to 200 cedis a month, just depending on what we've been doing. So it kind of fluctuates in between there, but we've never paid really more than 200 cedis a month. Water's just water, and we use it for bathing. Yeah, we use it for bathing, we use it for washing up, we use it for everything you use water for, we use water for in the house. So yeah, it's neither here nor there. Yeah. So my next item is petrol. Now petrol fluctuates a lot because depending on what we're doing during the week, it can be up, down, or whatever, but generally speaking, we don't spend a lot of petrol because obviously we're working from home and we're at home doing our building projects, so we don't have to go out that much. So I would say on average we spend probably between 500 and 700 cedis a month, if that even. Some months I'm like 300 cedis because we don't go out a lot. Many of the times that we go out, it's for food shopping or to go somewhere random or something like that. We don't spend that much. As I said at the beginning, Excuse me, I was about to choke there. Yeah, so as I said at the beginning, we don't spend a whole lot of money. We're kind of try to be as frugal as possible because the building sucks so much money out of you that you're just like, and we just want to keep going with the building project. So we have to be really, really careful with where our money's going at the moment. So that's the reason that our budget is that way. But if you are an extreme spender, obviously you will spend a lot more than what we do. We just try not to. We also have a budget for, you know, the nice things that we want to do, the little treats that we might have. But I'm not even going to give you a figure for that because it really does depend. And if I give you a figure, it'll just be rubbish because every family is going to be different. You know, if you decide to take your family out and do an activity, what activity are you doing that's going to cost that? You know, it just depends. Like at the moment, my daughter's doing a dance lessons, and that at the moment, I think we paid 400 cedis for eight lessons or something like that. So it will depend on what you want to do. So the budget kind of will go up and down depending on what it is that you want to do and what you're doing. So the figures so far that I've given you, obviously that doesn't include schooling for your children or anything like that. Those are like added extras, but this is basically the basics of what I'm giving, what we do. But now I'll close my book because now I'm going to have a little chit chat with you. I'm about to get real. Okay, well, I nearly fell off my chair there. Yeah. So, one thing about Ghana, when you come to Ghana, is you can choose the type of lifestyle that you want to live. You can live frugally, or you can live a lavish lifestyle. But, I have to tell you, please, if you're going to live a lavish lifestyle, make sure that you can afford it. When you come to Ghana, don't think, I'm going to spend money here, there, doing this, that, and the other. Because Ghana cedis leave your hands very, very easily. You go and change like £100 or whatever, and before you know it, it's just flown out of your hands. You have to be so careful with money here. Don't just be thinking, oh, something only costs 1 cedi here, 2 cedis here, 5 cedis here. It starts to add up very, very quickly, and your money goes really fast. So when you come to Ghana, the sooner you train yourself to think, okay, well, you know, we don't want to spend more than this. This is the kind of lifestyle that we want to live. It will help you. It will definitely help you because we've been in Ghana 6 years now, and I've seen people come and go. Some people go out of choice. Some people go because they have to get more money to come back and work. Some people just can't make it. There are a lot of reasons why people leave Ghana, but one of the biggest reasons is because of finance. If you're coming to Ghana, make sure you have a budget and you stick to it, please. Don't come here and think, oh my gosh, Ghana's one big whole party, because it's not. This is real day-to-day living, and you can't expect to come to Ghana, live a lavish lifestyle, and then 6 months later still be hoping to live that lavish lifestyle, but you don't have the income to support what you're doing. So please, when you're coming to Ghana, please be very, very careful with your money. I'm not saying don't go to restaurants, don't eat or anything like that. If your budget can afford it, then go for it. But don't try and do what everybody else is doing. One of the biggest traps when you come to Ghana and you want to live an expat lifestyle is you start to meet other expats, and they can spend money in places that perhaps you can't afford to spend. There are classes of people that come to Ghana. There are those that are expats that come and they have the money to spend because they're being paid in dollars or whatever, and they're not necessarily setting down roots here. So they can afford to spend their $3,000 or $5,000 that they get every month on making themselves happy. There are those that are coming back that actually want to come and put down roots here. And for those of you that want to do that, be careful with your money. Don't try and follow that kind of expat group, because essentially what you're going to do is you're going to find that you can't keep up with them and you're going to waste your... Sorry guys, I just had to cut the video because my husband wants to come to the kitchen and open the drawers with squeak, 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 squeak.
Hey, so why did you squeaking then? Someone did a good job then.
He's just here to step in my video. I'm doing so nice and peaceful. And he's just here, just making noise, opening containers, closing containers. And I keep trying to give him the side eye so it's not obvious on camera, but he's determined that he's going to do it.
Yeah, man's got to eat, you know. Man's got to eat. I'm on the construction site. Man's got to eat.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah. Anyway, back to the video. Yes. So, please don't come and confuse your journey with someone else's journey. So remember that a lot of expats here, they're not here to set down roots, so they're going to live a certain type of lifestyle. You are coming and you want to perhaps live here, put down your roots. I'm not saying don't associate with them. That's not what I'm saying. Please don't get this video twisted. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying keep your goal in mind. Stay focused on what it is that you're trying to achieve here. Go have fun, do those things, release your energy, do all of that stuff. But always have in the back of your mind your budget, because that is what is going to either make or break you. But anyway, guys, I don't want to talk too much because for starters, my mouth is getting really dry, which means I'm talking way too much. It's been a long day today. But I hope that's kind of giving you an idea of what to expect when you come to Ghana, so that you can prepare yourself properly. And it's a realistic budget. You don't need to spend, I don't know, $7,000 a month to live here. $1,000, you can manage $1,000 here. You could even manage less than that, depending on what your goals are. So don't let other people put you off by saying that, oh, you need to spend this amount of money or that amount of money. We certainly don't spend anywhere near that kind of money living in Ghana. And there is 6 of us. So don't let that put you off, guys. But anyway, if you haven't already subscribed, I'm not sure what you're waiting for, but hit that subscribe button and hit that bell so that every time I release a video, you will be notified straight away that I've done that. And guys, that's enough for me for today. I hope you've learned something. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about my budget. If I sound crazy, or if you think what I'm saying is realistic. And yeah, that's it, guys. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.